entertainment. That's what we're here for.
Come on. Anyone.
All right. Hello and welcome back to another episode of I've Heard It Both Ways, a podcast that shoots for the sky and bursts through the stratosphere. I'm Zach, joined by Ihibw, and we'll get into it.
I like the way you didn't let me do a minute silence for that tagline, but all right.
Oh, we're meant to be doing minute silence. I thought that was just like if I flopped the tagline.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
okay. If I flop, man.
Okay.
I know.
Hey, today I wanted to talk about hoaxes, mate.
Hoaxes?
And, hoaxes that have been...
As in like different
public
Hulks, like the Hulk Hogan, Credible Hulk.
All right.
She's South London accent.
I think you're getting your pluralizations all wrong there, mate.
Right.
Hoaxes.
Yeah, I know.
Is that better for you?
Yeah.
With a little X.
Hoaxes, mate. That's how we say it around here.
Hoaxes with an X. A 10 scoring letter in Scrabble.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 10. I just
You can't just say that if it's not 10, man.
Listen, the Scrabble guys ain't gonna come for
Scrabble.
me. Are you worried about the Scrabble mafia?
Scrabble Mafia would be like, oh no.
We'll be alright, mate.
In fact, shall we tweet that out and then Scrabble Mafia would be like, that's right. And then we get, you know.
We'll see.
Scratching
I
your
think
beard,
I can
come
handle
up
it.
on the microphone.
Okay, I wonder if I've got a beard, innit?
This is the sound. Of my beard doesn't make a sound. It's not. It's too long. Right. Right. What about hoaxes then?
What hoaxes do you know of, mate? Because there's loads of like really famous ones. So I'm sure you know some.
The one that
Let me see if I can add anything to it.
No, the one that just springs to mind, like telephone hoaxes.
Telephone hoaxes? What?
You know, like, can I speak to Amanda Hug and Kiss?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, is that a hoax or a prank? Because I
what's
originally
the
wanted to
difference?
do pranks, and then I kind of skewed over into
What's the
hoaxes.
difference? I put them both in the same.
I haven't got the dictionary definition, but I think hoaxes is a little bit more a deliberate falsification of information, but on a mass, for many people. When you call someone up and ask them if their fridge is running, and they say, yeah, my fridge is running, and you told them, well, you better go catch it then, that's just a prank, mate.
Oh my goodness.
You not heard that one?
That
was the original, mate.
Zach's done that. Oh, you know Zach's done that.
You know what it was?
Times.
No, mate, listen. We were in school. I don't know if it was primary school or secondary school, and someone rang up and they did that.
To you?
To me.
Oh,
to me. And you don't understand. I was so like...
You were never the same,
I was in admiration. I was like, this actually happened. You actually got me. I actually went to the fridge to go and check.
How old were you, man?
I'm sure it was primary school. I'm sure it was primary school. Mate, this will get big grown
2
people.
weeks ago. Where's my friend? No, it's there. Excuse me, it's there.
Anyway, from that day onwards, I was like, okay. I'm going to get everyone with pranks.
And my
Can't catch me.
My fridge is there. It's fine.
No, mate, that's not the joke. Is your fridge running? Is it working?
Yeah, I know, but but then go and catch it then means that it's... Yeah.
I don't think you got the joke.
It was terrible.
Yeah, that as well, but I still don't think you got it.
You know when people tell me jokes and I go, all right. Because I've never heard a joke, and have you ever heard a joke? People like laugh out loud.
Yeah,
Really?
most jokes, mate.
Yeah? I go, oh yeah, I get where it is. And people go, oh, you don't get it.
But you know when it's a joke that's got that kind of setup, like the one I just did, but then you can fake laughter, or you can just say, yeah, I understand.
When it comes from you, now I know what a boring bastard I sound like that. Yeah, I understand. No, don't ever waste my time again.
I recognise the humour in your statement. Continue with the conversation.
I still don't know how it helps us in any way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, I'll say that was a prank, and I wanted to do pranks anyway. I'll maybe do that in a couple of weeks.
I've heard...
But hoaxes, like, a bit more on the wide scale. Like, probably, I think one of the most famous ones is the War of the World hoax. Yeah?
Okay.
Where, I can't remember what year this was, 1938. On the radio, Orson Welles' War of the Worlds was read out. And what they did is aliens are coming, there's something dark in the sky, we don't know who they are. This kind of talk was coming out over the radio, and they purposefully didn't put any ad breaks in it. So it sounded real to people.
Yeah.
To the point where they started evacuating their houses, they started going into their bomb shelters or whatever it is that they had. But lots of people got tricked by it. And it was just like a really good reading of the story. But because radio was such it was the main medium for entertainment back then, people just bought into it. And there was a little bit of hysteria.
Try to listen to it if you can. Do you remember what it's called?
It was just War of the Worlds.
Because I remember hearing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously not at the time. But I remember someone playing that. And imagine, because back then as well, you've only got a few radio channels, haven't you?
Yeah.
And so you're listening to that, and you don't have any other medium to see if it's
to verify.
True,
no way to verify.
Because you're just like, you've got your radio, you're listening to that, and they're saying that there's aliens coming. Yeah. So you can't go on the internet, you can't go on Twitter and go, is this real or whatever?
It's a story written by H.G. Wells. The guy who read it on the radio was Orson Welles. I don't know if there's any relationship, but he says that even his friends who were listening to the radio and kind of know him were still bought into it. And it's like he would at least think that they would realise it was a hoax, etc. But loads of people bought into it. The worst thing is that if you the next day when they say, "Oh no, this wasn't real" or whatever, or even they said at the end of the show, most people have left their house. they're in the shed trying to dig down to the bomb shelter. They don't get to hear like the retraction, or they don't get to hear we're only joking.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of people
calling loved ones.
Exactly. For a long time afterwards, believes that was actually happening.
Do that as they did that as a hoax, right? They didn't say, and now here's.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that would ruin the immersion. But they didn't. There's no forewarning. They just got into it.
Did they get in trouble for that? Do you know?
I don't think there was any trouble. It was kind of. You would feel a little bit ashamed as well if you got caught up with it. You can't really blame them. Right. We're a radio station. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they got in trouble. I don't think they should have.
Okay.
But yes, that's probably one of the most famous ones. There was one that the BBC did. Did you know that the BBC? This was in the 50s. They had a news piece, and so this is TV's out. Yeah. I think it's still black and white TV. I think every time I see the footage, it's black and white. And they reported about spaghetti trees. And how spaghetti grows on trees. Yeah. And when you watch the video, you'll see the pictures, and there's strands of spaghetti coming out of a tree. They just hung it in the tree.
But what program was this? Is it a children's program?
No, I'm sure this was on the news, or it was something like. You remember them programs like Tomorrow's World or something like that? Yeah. It was something where you'd expect facts to be reported. I think they did it as an April Fool's joke. Yeah, but apparently they got loads of people writing in letters saying that they wanted their own spaghetti tree as well. Yeah. And they even carried on the joke to respond to those letters and say, okay, you need to stick a sprig of spaghetti into a can of tomato soup and put it in the garden, and that's where your spaghetti tree was going to sprout from. People did it. Wow. But once again, it's a thing of they didn't know where spaghetti came from. So they assumed it was harvested off of trees and dried out.
Well, really?
Well, yeah. Okay. Are you blaming them? How could they have any? They didn't have any alternate
Spaghetti's not
information, mate.
New though, is it?
I think it is actually. What, you think they were eating spaghetti in Britain in 1920s?
Oh, in 20.
Well, this is 1957. But I'm saying,
what I mean, man.
But that's when it was being introduced. They probably had only had it for a few months.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, spaghetti would have been exotic to them back then.
Spaghetti trees. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So those I think are.
But that's weird. Then why would somebody come up with that? Like to be like, let's just fool everyone and think, and you know.
No, but it's the same way that even now, you know, they say that kids don't know where food comes from. Like they don't have the connection in their heads that burgers come from a cow.
Yeah.
Like those chicken nuggets have come from an actual chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know. They thought chicken was like the brand name or something. They don't realise. I bet you could convince kids that chicken nuggets grow on trees. If you try it hard enough, exactly. They don't know any better. They haven't really.
That's what I mean.
Come to that realization.
That's what I mean. Though, when adults are believing that, but then all right. If it's new, then you know, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
so... You know, you've always got that one friend that believes something silly, don't you? So.
Well, it's only something silly till it gets proven to be true. See, this is it as well, see? As I was looking at these things, I started to think, how do you categorize pranks, hoaxes, scams, and conspiracy theories? And I don't even know, there is like a defining line between them.
Okay, I would say conspiracy theories, there's no actual proof.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Or no convincing proof, because they'll always have little bits of, this bit of information marries up with this point.
No
so they haven't got convincing proof of the whole conspiracy. Go on. No proof.
Scam is when you're trying to get someone out of their belongings, maybe.
True. So you have something to gain from a scam,
what was the other one?
So hoaxes. Are hoaxes and scams the same? No. I think scam is still like a one-to-one kind of thing.
Pranks are, you do it for, and then the ending you will reveal that it's
true.
Joke.
It's true, yeah. No, that's good. So pranks, you reveal it at the end and you're not making any gain.
Yeah.
A scam, you never want them to know that the scam happened.
You're trying to get something out
of them. And then
conspiracy theory is just you're on a lot of drugs.
And a hoax is just mass misinformation.
Yeah, well, I thought pranks and hoaxes were the same. So.
Well, look, this hoax was a prank because it was like an April Fool's Day kind of thing. So yeah, they got people believing spaghetti was growing on trees. But yeah, mate, those are both before our times. There's hoaxes that I thought you would have come up with a few, or at least thought of some. Do you remember Balloon Boy?
No.
Balloon Boy?
What? Balloon
You
Boy?
don't remember this time where some guy had made like this is like just in the 2000s or something.
Right.
I can't remember the year. This guy made like some flying saucer contraption, said it was a weather balloon, sent it up in the sky, and apparently his son was in the weather balloon. And the balloon was, so this is in America somewhere, and the balloon just went like miles and miles and miles down the road. Yeah. Police, FBI, it was all over the news, like there was a live tracking of the balloon. Yeah. The kid's name was Falcon, what were their name? Heaney, the Heaney family. And they were just waiting for it to come down or for someone to try and rescue it. And then the balloon landed and then there was no kid inside. So now everyone was panicked that he'd fallen out over the hills and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah. You have no recollection of this?
No.
Mate, I remember this clearly being on the news.
And then what happened?
They couldn't find the kid for ages.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he was in the attic all along. He was hiding up in the attic. And yeah, that's kind of where the news left the story. But like people turned on the family with like...
Did the family know?
Well, there's a whole...
Nobody knows.
Yeah, conspiracy thing of... I think public opinion has said that they did know.
Yeah.
Because this family was on TV quite a bit. The dad had been on wife swap. So the family had been on wife swap. So people just thought they were like hungry for public attention and things like this.
Yeah. If you're on that program.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing. But I'm not going to get into it now. But I've seen some investigative... I've seen someone investigate the whole thing. Yeah. And actually, maybe the family didn't know and the kid was hiding without everyone knowing. Or they thought he was in the balloon and he was just doing his thing up in the attic for a few hours.
You can imagine a kid though, like, you know, when a prank, he plays a prank and it goes well, but then it goes too well.
Exactly.
And then you're like,
a little bit scared to come out.
Because an adult would just go, all right, it's me, like, I'm here. But then he would have been,
I could imagine.
He would have said, I don't know, like, what do I do? People think I'm
if he can hear his family downstairs on the phone to the police, all panicked, and then police turn up to the house, he probably will be a little bit scared to come out and show himself, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
You made me think of one actually, mate.
Yeah, go
on. I don't know when it was, but do you remember when there were videos of an autopsy of an alien?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I only remember that because there's a film played by Ant and Dec about that. Yeah, and they play the
guys who set it up.
Yeah, I don't know if they're brothers or whatever.
Yeah,
but because then I forgot how it was. I think they just filmed that, didn't they?
Yeah,